Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com, and this is Grilled Petite Tender. Today I want to share with you guys a cut of beef that you may or may not have seen before. It's called the Teres Major or the Petite Tender, and it's a really fantastic little piece of beef. So what we're talking about here are these little football-shaped muscles that we're going to grill over high heat for a really nice sear on the Kamado Joe. We're going to finish them just like we would most steaks at about 125 to 130. And then when you slice into these things, it's almost like eating filet mignon. It's really that tender. But this cut of meat actually comes from the shoulder clod in the chuck, so it's actually far less expensive than the tenderloin. Today we'll be grilling on the Kamado Joe Classic III. So the first thing we're going to do is get a charcoal base set up. All right, we're going to be cooking with some lumped charcoal today, and we want to build a nice intense fire kind of off to the back of the firebox here. And that way we'll have a really great direct zone and then a more indirect zone to finish if we need to move our Teres off to the side and not get so much color on it. So we're going to start off with our charcoal, a couple of lighter cubes here. So initially here we want the airflow wide open. We're actually just gonna leave the lid open at first. We also wanna open up the air down below so we can really get the air flowing all the way through. As much heat as possible to start to build a really nice hot charcoal bed. Today for our seasoning, we're gonna mix up a wet rub. So we're gonna assemble this in the food processor, some garlic, some mustard, some steak seasoning, and fresh herbs. So let's start with the steak seasoning. Cattleman's Grill California Tri-Tip, great big chunky seasoning. Lots of savory flavors, garlic, salt, pepper, red bell pepper, onion, all those good things. We're gonna go with a 1/4 cup. And then we're gonna add a little bit of tanginess to that with our Kozlik's Dijon mustard. This stuff has a really fantastic kind of horseradish bite, like it really got that pop that gets in your sinuses. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of that as well. Super stoked that we brought this in at ATBBQ because I've been eating it on everything from asparagus to meat, pretty much anything savory you can think of. So on top of those two ingredients, we also want to add some garlic. We got a 1/4 cup of each of these. We're going to go with about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, or about 4 or 5 large cloves. We really don't have to mince them down too far. We can kind of let the food processor do the work. Just smash these down. Get rid of the skins there and run our knife through them. Yeah, we don't need to go crazy on that. We'll let the food processor do the rest of the work. Now we've also got a handful of fresh herbs that we're gonna work into this recipe, but we're gonna start just with the oregano for the wet rub. The rest of the fresh herbs we're gonna work into a little bit of sauce at the end. So we're gonna take some of this fresh oregano, just strip it off the stems here, get rid of the hard parts. We just want those leaves, and then do kind of a rough chop down to about a tablespoon of oregano. So let's go ahead and start to blitz this down. All right, so we kind of broke this down into uniform pieces here, but to really get it to all stick together, we need just a little bit more liquid, and we're gonna get that in the form of olive oil. So we're just gonna drizzle in a little bit of olive oil here. Not much. I mean, we're talking about a tablespoon right now. We can always add more to get the consistency just right, but we'll start small. All right, so this is just about the paste that we're looking for. Let's give it a little taste. Oh yeah. It's salty. It's really bright from the mustard. And then you get that freshness from the oregano. All right, that's right on point. So here we have the Petite Tender, or the Teres Major. These have been trimmed up really nice for us. We got these from Creekstone Farms. Fantastic product right here. And as you can see, they're not very big, so these aren't gonna take terribly long to grill. So we're gonna start with that paste. We just wanna work it all along the outside of these roasts. And if we can give these a little time to really almost like marinate the beef before we grill them, that's great. So it's a good idea to start this same time you start your grill. That way, if you're working with a Kamado style grill, you know you're gonna have a good 20-minute, 30-minute window as that grill heats up. You can give a little marination time to these. And I'm not worried about putting it on too heavy at this point. Some of this is gonna come off during the grilling process. So we can give them a pretty good coating here. All right, so we'll just let those sit while our grill continues to warm up. Now in the meantime, there's one more thing we can do, and that is to put together our finishing sauce. Now this is a pretty lean piece of meat. It cuts really tender, it's got great mouthfeel, but one thing that's great to add to a lean piece of steak is a fatty sauce at the end. That's why sauces like béarnaise are so well paired with steak. But today we're gonna do something that's far more simple than an emulsified butter sauce. It's simply infused chili oil with fresh herbs. And you honestly hardly need a recipe for this. This is a new product that we're carrying at All Things Barbecue. It's the Chili Crunch. So what you see here is we've got oil that's just been soaking up all the flavors of this onion, chili, garlic, all these wonderful things. And listen to that. Can you hear it? It's got incredible crunch to it, even though it's been sitting in oil. So we'll do a few tablespoons of our Chili Crunch, and we're gonna add some fresh herbs. Now thyme is easy enough. The leaves we can just throw in there. We've already kind of got this rustic thing going on, so we don't need to break these down much. So then on top of our fresh thyme, we're gonna do a bit of fresh parsley as well. This we're gonna mince down to kind of match the size of everything else that's in there. So, you know, a tablespoon or two of each herb on top of a few tablespoons of chili oil. Really simple, fragrant, and tons of flavor. Just the right amount of fat to coat your mouth and carry all those flavors. The chili oil's already got some salt in it, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's just kind of let that sit and soak until we're ready to serve it at the end. So the fire's looking really great. We've got it up to about 400. We're gonna go ahead and throw our grates in here and close this up so the grates will be super hot when we're ready to grill. I'm gonna go one down low over direct, and we'll do one up high, indirect, just in case we need that spot. So we'll start off in the back down here, really get some great color, and then move them off to the side if we need to. Well, the grill's come up to about 475 here. We've got some oil on the grates, and now we're gonna get our Teres Major right over that direct heat. Forgive me if that's confusing. This cut of meat is known both by Petite Tender and Teres Major. It's got other names as well, but those are the two that we most commonly call these by. So anytime you hear one of those terms, this is the muscle we're talking about. Now with a cut of meat like this, where there's not a lot of fat in it that's gonna drip off and then flame up to give you the color on it, I like to leave the lid open, especially when it's a smaller piece of meat, because we really wanna get that intense heat just on that one side before we flip it and repeat the process. And we wanna do all of that, forming that nice crust on the outside before the inside is totally overcooked. We're shooting for an internal temperature of about 125 to 130 on our Petite Tenders, and we don't wanna overshoot it, so we're gonna leave the lid open for now. All right, you can see how these are kind of plumping up. That's because they're getting so hot that all the juices are kind of running to the center. So they start to shrink. And then if we look at the fire side, we're starting to get a nice crust. You can feel the crust on it, just a little bit of color going on. So that's what we're looking for. We'll get these flipped over. Nice bit of browning, that Maillard reaction going on the outside of the meat. Again, we're talking about this wet rub. You're gonna lose some of that in the cooking process. Don't worry about it. There's some stuck to it, and you've been marinating in that for the last 30 or 45 minutes. Well guys, this is about 10, maybe 15 minutes tops into the cook here. I can tell you we're not gonna need that grate for indirect finishing because these are coming right along. 113 on that little guy, 115. These are gonna be done here in the next 10 degrees or so. We're getting some really good color on them. We're gonna finish them right here over the direct heat. So these will be done under 20 minutes for sure, total cook time. All right guys, we're all the way there now. We're gonna take these off the grill. We'll rest them here for about 5 minutes before we slice into them to give those juices time to redistribute. Well, we've let these rest for about 5 minutes now. Just gonna go ahead and slice them into medallions at this point. Slice really easy, super tender. Man, just look at the juice pouring out of there. Nice pink in the center. Beautiful. Let's not leave that juice behind. A little bit of that on there goes a long way. Finish that off with a bit of our herbed chili crunch. Let's pull a piece out of here and get a taste. Now this stuff should be just about tender enough. Yeah, you don't even need a knife to cut through that. Oh man, so juicy. Chili crunch right on top, great texture there. The oregano pops out at me. Lots of bright, fresh herbs. It's garlicky. Just, man, incredibly juicy though. I mean, just dripping, dripping, dripping. That's nice. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all of the products featured in today's video. If you enjoyed the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.